Hi students, in this video we are going to discuss the second question which is part of GMAT Quantitative Review 2021, and after we discuss this question we will make a similar question. Now I cannot reproduce the question over here, alright, because of copyright issues, but we will discuss the solution to this problem. Let's get started, and remember, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and comment I subscribe below and let me know if you have any difficulties in your studies, and I will personally reply to you. Let's get started. In problem 2, it's given that in one poll station or in one station there are 7 booths, all right, and a car has to pay $0.75 to pass through a booth, and the time period that is mentioned in the question is 6 a.m. to 12 in the midnight. That is a period of 18 hours, and it is also mentioned in the question that in 1 minute on an average 4 vehicles pass through one booth. All right, now remember there are 7 booths over here, but let's just consider one booth for now. Now in 18 hours, how many minutes are there? Let's convert it into minutes, because this piece of information over here is given in terms of minutes, right? So 18 hours is 18 into 60 minutes, all right? And in these many minutes, how many vehicles will be passing through one booth? That would be 18 into 60 into 4, right? Because in 1 minute 4 vehicles will be passing through one booth. So in 18 hours through one booth there would be 18 into 60 into 4 vehicles. All right, now the key to solve this question in a fast manner is to know that 0.75 is nothing but 3 by 4. All right, now you can solve the question even if you don't know this, but it will take you more time. Now if you know this, the calculation becomes much easier. Alright, so let's calculate how much money one booth would be making during this time. So that would be 18 into 60 into 4 into 0.75, or instead of 0.75 we will write 3 by 4. And if you want to find the money collected by all the 7 booths, you multiply this with 7. That is 18 into 60 into 4 into 3 by 4 is the money that will be received by one booth, and if you multiply this with 7 you get the total amount. All right, now let's simplify this. You can see that if you have it in this way, you're able to simplify it much faster, right? Because this 4 over here and this 4 over here gets cancelled out. All right, so what are we left with? We are left with 18 into 60 into 3 into 7, right? So that's 18 into 60 into 21, which is nothing but $22,680. So the correct answer over here is option D, because that is closest to what you have over here. So that's approximately $23,000. All right, now what are the key points that you should have got when you solve this question? You should know that 0.75 is 3 by 4, and you should not forget to multiply whatever value you get over here with 7, because if you don't do that you would get your answer somewhere close to 3,000, right? So that's not correct, right? And again, you should know that there are 4 vehicles per minute. It does not mention that there is one vehicle passing through a booth in 4 minutes. So some people do that mistake. So you should take this accurately. All right, so we have done this question. Now let's proceed and solidify our learning by making a question on our own. We'll be using whatever concept is being tested in the question that we just now solved. We'll use that to make a question of our own. Let's proceed. Let's say there is a zoo over here, and there are 2 entrances to this zoo, and it's seen that 30 people pass through an entrance on an average every hour. All right, so over here you have 30 people per hour, and through this entrance also you have 30 people per hour. Now E1 is entry 1 and E2 is entry 2. Now it's mentioned that the zoo opens at 10 a.m. and it closes at 6 p.m. It's also mentioned that every person who passes through an entry has to pay $0.125. All right, so it's a government run zoo, so the costs are very low. Now we need to find out how much money this zoo makes in a day. So that's the question. So we have made our own question. So you can see that when I made this question, I have few things in mind. All right, so it's actually this part that helps you solidify your learning, because now you're thinking like the examiner, right? Your aim is not to make the student do lot of calculations. You're trying to test something. All right, so over here you can see that I've kept the zoo open for 8 hours. So that was not a mistake or something accidental, that was on purpose. Why is that so? Because over here you can see that the money charged per person is $0.125, and if you know the conversion between decimal and fraction, you know that 0.125 is nothing but 1 by 8. All right, so this is the trick that is there in the question when you design it. So this trick is implanted in the question by design to benefit students who know this and to put students who don't know this at a disadvantage. All right, so now let's proceed and solve this question. We know that in 1 hour 30 people pass through this entry over here. So in 8 hours, that would be 30 into 8, right? And one person has to pay 1 by 8 of a dollar. So the money that you get from one entry would be 8 into 30 into 1 by 8. So this is for one entry, and because you have two entries, you need to multiply this with 2. Now the calculation is very simple. It's just 30 into 2, which is $60. Now you can get the same answer if you do 8 into 30 into 0.125 into 2. You will get the same answer, but you will see that this takes much more time. And as you know, this is a time-based exam, so somebody who knows this is at an advantage. So try to know this. All right, even you can see that 1 by 8 is nothing but 12.5%, and 12.5% is nothing but 0.125. So knowing this conversion will help you in many questions. All the best, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that you will be updated when the next video comes out. All the best.